What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Today is a very exciting day indeed. I'm well aware that we have quite a large Supermoto community within MX Bikes. There's a few die-hard fans of it. Some people try and make it work for the most part. It's a little bit of an iffy area right now. However, Mr. BSA75 on MXB Mods has done God's work. He has released two updates, upgrades, fixes, whatever you want to call them, to the Supermoto, I guess, first of all, animations, and then also, secondly, to the tyres. So, in the past, we're rocking the OEM Supermoto bikes right now. We would be stuck with, like, MX animations, so your leg would come out, for example, and rather than dragging a knee and so on and so forth. So, first of all, he's fixed those. Secondly, he's also included levers. We have a white and a black set of levers to choose from, so you can look even more at home. He's also included a PSD for the levers, so you can make your own set if you really want to. And then on top of that, he's also fixed the tyres. As you know, tyres on asphalt in this game, they don't work particularly well. And it's usually as soon as you slide out once, they will overheat massively, and then you've got no grip left over whatsoever. He has massively improved the traction on them, so you can actually grip and be smooth around the corners. And then he's also increased it the tiniest little bit on dirt as well. So we're here on the Supermoto training facility, and usually, as I exit and enter these corners, I would barely be able to move. I know I'm sliding up quite a lot now. Of course, we are on slick tyres whilst trying to go around dirt. You're always going to slide, so it's not going to be ridiculously OP from a traction point of view, but it is so much more usable and rideable than what we had in the past. Now, if you was one of them people that just wants to ride on asphalt only, then you're going to have no problems at all. For me, Supermoto is the combination of the two, so I like riding tracks like this where it has a little bit of both. However, he's, riding around. You can see as I'm pretty cranked over here. I'm being smooth on the throttle, to be fair, but it's not even wanting to step out. Of course, if I bang on the throttle a little bit, we can get the back end to step out, and not only can we do that, we can also kind of steer with the back end as well, within limit. Within limit. I'm no Supermoto god. I know there's some people that are actually insane at Supermoto on this game. Our long-term loyal subscriber and friend of the channel, Mr. Smigdamp, does love a little bit of Supermoto, so I'm sure he'll be very happy to find this being uploaded. This was released on the 6th, so might be a couple of days behind just upload schedule-wise, but I thought it'd be nice to show this off to you guys. It's very important that when you download the files for this, you read them properly, and you also install them into the correct places. Otherwise, you're not going to have much fun. And if a fool like me, someone who's not very computer literate, can download them and install them in the right place without needing any help, I'm sure you guys can as well. He literally says on the names of the folders when you download them where you need to install them into. So he's made it very nice and easy for everybody, and I will put the main MXB mods page links in the description for you if you want to give them a go yourself. And I think this opens the door to a lot more kinds of races too, because back in the early days of this channel, only few of you will remember this, but I used to do highlights of an Enduro, Jesus, always got Enduro on the brain. I used to do highlights of a Supermoto series that was ran by Jin back in the day, and it was honestly one of the most fun series I ever took part in. It was never the most popular, you know, there wasn't like the biggest of hitters, it wasn't the most stacked, but because it was so different, it was really, really good fun. And I can't actually remember all the different tracks that we did or where to even get them tracks from anymore. I remember one of them being around here, and that was back when the Supermoto bikes was like super OP, like traction-wise on dirt, and you could go and set hot laps and world records on normal motocross tracks on the Supermoto bikes because the traction was just absolutely insane. I mean, it weren't far off of what we have these days, to be fair, just in general. But we'll save that conversation for another day, saying that we've got too much traction right now. But yeah, really, really happy, really excited this has been changed, and it might actually make me go and download some of the go-kart tracks as well, because all of the tracks from Kart Racing Pro are available to put in this game. I'm sure there's a whole different bunch of circuit tracks from like GP bikes, etc., to go and download and try, because they're fun for a laugh. Like riding around the Nordschleife, for example, it's fun for a bit, but then as soon as you get to a corner, it's basically game over and you slide out and it ruins it. So now that we can actually brake and go around corners within limit, I'm a big fan. It does seem, just based on how my tyres are lighting up coming out of these corners right now, it does seem like that effect of having your tyres overheat from spinning them too much is still in play. So bear that in mind. If you have a couple of spin arounds or you're sliding the back end and you're really happy on the throttle everywhere, your rear tyre will overheat and it will lose basically all traction. So if that does happen, just go back to the pits and you should be able to fix it. Does it actually tell you? If I go back to the pits now, let's go over. No, I don't really think so. Usually, I think this is where it's got left side, middle, and right side of the tyre. I don't think it really shows like heat anymore, unless that is heat rather than wear. If I do a bunch of like freshies and we go to the track again, we get a bunch more grip than we just had. So worth noting, worth keeping in mind. I'm not sure if there's any way of removing tyre wear in this game on asphalt. I know that obviously where MX Bikes is GP Bikes 2.0, that a lot of it's transferred over from there. But I'm just really happy because in the past I tried doing this like a long time ago. I obviously, where I'm not too clued up on like what files in TAU and what they need to be named, I was never successful. The extent of my trying on it was go in and copy and paste in stuff from GP Bikes, like the Supermoto rider from there, trying to paste it in MX Bikes, and it would just never work properly. So fair play, respect to BSA for managing to work it all out and get it working in game for us. And I think it would be quite a good fun to get some Supermoto races going with everybody in the future, because it definitely leads to more precise racing. You can't just hit stuff as fast as you want. You do have to take your time. You see how like careful, how gingerly I'm just hitting these inside corners. You're being very patient. Hitting the ruts is a massive must. Just to try and keep your speed up. And obviously this extends to multiple tracks, but this one right here is my favourite. I just don't think we get many Supermoto tracks in the game because of how poor the physics are in the first place. So now that they work, maybe some people will take a little bit of interest. I genuinely couldn't imagine trying to make one myself, more from a masking base than anything else. Like, you see how precise you'd have to be with, again, like the lines and the curbing around the outside of the track and masking all the track out properly. It must be a very difficult process, but I'm sure there's some very talented individuals out there who might not mind giving it a little bit of a go. I've just realised I'm on an absolute... But please don't touch the front. Please don't. Nah! God damn it. I was about to say I'm on an absolute burner of lap time right now. I was like 3 seconds up. And that left-hander that I just hit in the past on the really OP traction, you could hit that without braking. Just crank the bike over. She grips perfectly one-to-one, and you can just carry on going. One thing that is interesting to see is with these animations that are updated, you can still choose to have levers on, but still have MX animations, so your leg still sticks out. So I might rock some weird and wacky stuff in the future, who knows. I downloaded this helmet from the GP Bikes forums, or GP Bikes website, and yeah, I just think it suits the whole look. And what is nice is you can actually run motocross boots on this as well, and it works no problem at all. There's a tiniest little bit of clipping involved where I guess your knee sliders meet the top of the boot. It's minuscule, you know. You can be very picky, but at the end of the day, this is far better than what we've had in quite some time for the Supermoto bikes. I cannot lie. And at first, I downloaded the rider animations pack and went to go and hop on and do a video. Realised that, you know, this is impossible. The traction on the bikes is still boofed. And I was like, no, well, let me try and find something else. Just to realise that literally the post just before that on mods was a tyre fix. So happy days. He's thought of everything. Best of both worlds. So W from BSA there. And I just want to see. I want to see if we've got any other tracks. Actually, I know the perfect track. Oh, look how it's all dripped out in black as well. God, we look sexy. Rocking on the old Yami 252 stroke as well. I can't remember last time. I don't know if I've ever ridden one of the two-stroke equivalents of these bikes, but we're on the well, it's Hunter Brothers in game, but you know, the Lawrence Brothers facility compound, little go-kart track here, which I'm sure should work actually really well, because the whole thing on this track is going to be asphalt traction. So it'll be interesting to see how the bike handles it overall. Gotta say, even on these little off-camber corners, you can see it grips really nicely. One thing that was prevalent back in the day, but I think it's because of asphalt and the grip overall, is you'd get this really bad handlebar shake as you was going around the corners. And by the looks of it, it's kind of making a return. So maybe that is just a byproduct of having lots of grip on asphalt in general. It's not something that I noticed too much on the past versions of these. But maybe that is just Poboso's game being Poboso's game. Let me go into... I used to end up riding as well So because obviously Supermoto is very, very precise, you want to apex things as well as you can. I actually used to ride in chest cam all the time, so I was like properly locked in, getting to apex everything as well as I can, because I found if I was in dynamic camera, obviously you've got that just like extra movement from going side to side, forwards and back. So I used to stay in chest cam and just stay locked in, but we'll go back to our normal camera for now. It's a little bit strange after all this time and this many hours playing the game, not seeing my leg coming out. It really is. Like it's just odd, you know. It's something that you're used to that is no longer there. Let's try and get some beans under it. What's the braking like? Can we brake quite hard? You can brake very hard without braking traction. Okay. Get on the throttle on the way out. Get on the brakes. So skirt. Oh, try and take the apex. Yes. I'm cheating a little bit, to be fair, because there's just a little bit of a banking on the inside, just where it goes from asphalt to dirt, so you can kind of cheat it and use it as a little bit of a berm. But this feels good. This feels nice. Now, it's a little bit slow. Of course, it's a little bit slow, but there's limits. You know, we shouldn't just be able to drag knees in every single corner with no issues at all. We should have to use a little bit of finesse to it. I'm just trying to find where the limits are. It looks like you can actually lean really, really far. I mean, just crank her all the way over. There's the limit. You can go too far, which is good. It's not super OP. So I 100% recommend, if you are someone who enjoys your Supermoto, to download these two mods side by side and give them a go. If you're someone that's never tried Supermoto before, then this is probably the best time to do so. So download the OEM Supermoto pack, download these two updates from BSA. I will link obviously all three of the links that you need in the description down below for you, and let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it should stay like just dirt only in MX bikes? Or do you think the Supermoto should be reserved for GP bikes, even though I don't think there is any Supermoto in that game, at least not proper. Yeah, I think it's solely like road bikes and like GP related stuff over there. But that'll wrap it up for me. I can't thank BSA enough for making this. I think this is going to make a lot of people's days, and I'm gonna wrap it up there. So if you enjoyed, please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, all that lovely stuff, and have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you guys are up to. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want.